she's got a terrible good testimony that we used to be, when we were younger, we were into mountain climbing and rock climbing and the like, and we were back in, I guess it was about 86, I think. We were back in Wyoming, and she fell about 800 feet down a steep slope on her back, bouncing along on the snow and ice and rocks, and tore up her back pretty bad. And over the years, she had, probably the next 10 years or so, she had about 9 back surgeries. Every time they'd do a surgery, another disc would deteriorate, and they'd have to go in there and do more surgery. And so we took an early retirement about 1990 and moved up to the Chico area, bought an almond orchard, and her back was somewhat stabilized. You know, she could get around a little bit, but she had a lot of pain. She was in constant pain. And then about a little over 3 years ago, the pain started getting so bad she just couldn't hardly deal with it. She's going to a pain management doctor, and he took some MRIs and x-rays, and he told her, he says, you got a couple of more deteriorated disc, and you got a bone fragment in your spinal column that's chewing up the nerves. He says, you're going to have surgery. So we tried to find somebody that would do surgery, and nobody would touch her with a 10-foot pole because of her age, and also because she'd had so much surgery already. They were afraid they might make it worse. So I had been reading a lot. You know, I'd read some of Bill Johnson's. I hadn't heard about Bill Johnson yet. I was reading about John Wimber. I heard about him, and I heard about how everybody was being healed, you know, that he prayed for, and I thought, boy, if I could ever get in touch with that guy, I know that Anita could be healed. And so the very next book I pick up, it says the late John Wimber. And, oh my goodness, the guy's dead. And then we got Charisma magazine, and I'm reading in there, and it's had an article about what's going on up in Redding, California. Said that Bill Johnson was like John Wimber all over again. So I thought, well, that's great. Maybe I can meet him someday. And it wasn't much, just a short time after that, Bill Johnson came down to Neighborhood Church where we attend and had a healing seminar. So I went there, and the first night, my wife was at home in so much pain she couldn't even get out of bed. And so I told Bill after the service, I said, my wife's home with excruciating pain. I said, she couldn't be here. He says, can you have her here by 9 o'clock in the morning? I says, I sure will. So I got home and I walked in the back door. I says, you got an appointment in the morning to be healed at 9 o'clock. She says, oh yeah? You know, like she had been prayed for so many times, you know, I guess she thought, well, here we go again. So anyway, I got her over there, and Bill prayed for her and just put his hand on her back and prayed a short prayer. He says, you feel anything? She says, yeah, the pain's gone. And that's been over 3 years now. And it's just like I got my wife back. It's wonderful. So I think the Lord's got his hand on her. He's got great ideas for her. I don't know what's going to become of it, you know, but I think he's going to use her somehow. So whatever it is, Lord, I bring it on. You know, that's what I got to say. We have a great and awesome God, and he can do wondrous things.